In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rear parking brake shoes with hardware and everything. This will apply to the 2008 to 2010 Ford F-250. Let's get started. Let's remove the wheel. If you have one of these covers that covers up your lug nuts, take a pry bar or screwdriver. They make a little slot here that you can use to pry it off. Remove it. Now use a 21mm socket and remove all 8 of your lug nuts. And take the wheel off. With your 21mm socket, remove the 2 large bolts that hold this caliper and bracket assembly onto the axle tube. Leave one threaded in partially so it holds the caliper while you take off the bottom one. Okay, take the caliper, move it out of the way. Just make sure that you don't pull and put pressure on this brake hose because it will get damaged internally. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around here and hang it on the shock. And now you can remove your rotor. Mine isn't stuck on here. If yours is, it could be 2 things. One, it could be stuck on the hub of the axle here. In that case, you'd want to hammer it till it comes off. The second possibility could even be both at the same time. Could be the e-brake shoes are too far out, they are over adjusted, and they are basically keeping this rotor stuck on here until you de-adjust them, which I will show you how to do in a second. What's actually happening for me is one of the retainers for the shoes is broken. The shoe is actually pulling away from the backing plate and it's jamming itself into the rotor. So, okay, take this off. And to get to the adjuster, you would pop off that little rubber boot there. And from the back side, you will be able to see this adjuster right here. You'd use a screwdriver, a little pry bar, whatever you have, and spin it to loosen up the tension on the e-brake shoes, and that will allow you to get the rotor off further. In order to minimize the dust that goes up in the air, I'm going to clean everything with brake parts cleaner. Next, I'd like to take a wire brush to the hub, just clean up the surface a little bit. It is dirty, but it's not rusted, rotted, corroded, or in really bad condition. So a wire brush should do the trick. If you have to sand it down, go for it. Just be very careful. You don't want to remove material and make it uneven. You want to use a very soft sanding disc or whatever you might have to clean it. But you do want a nice even surface so that the rotor can sit nice and flush on it without causing any sort of brake vibrations or other issues. Try to focus also around this inner ring here where the rotor sits. A lot of times that's where it'll seize up, build up rust, and make things not sit correctly. Degrease it. Let's remove tension off of the adjuster on the e-brake shoes so we can get them out of here. Now I'm going to take a pick and try to hook onto this spring here and just remove it from where it's seated into the shoe. Try to pry it out with a screwdriver so I can get my pick in here. There we go. Now you can pry the top of this out. Just like this. That'll remove tension off of the spring. Flip it up. Obviously, it's supposed to be connected. This one is no longer connected. Get the spring out of here. There's one of them. And now for this shoe over here. This one's also supposed to have a clip. That is missing as well. So we will just get this out of here, prying it up and out. Get this bottom spring out of here. Looks like it's seized onto the e-brake lever here. So we'll get this out of here. There we go. Take this out. Now it's time to reinstall the parking brake shoes. As you can see, this is my old adjuster. It is not seized whatsoever. It still operates properly, but I do have a new one, so I'm going to install this one. If your original adjuster is seized and you want to reuse it, go ahead and soak it in some rust penetrant, work it back and forth, maybe with some pliers, apply heat if needed, break it free, and then I'll show you how to lubricate this regardless of which one you're using, if you have a new one or an old one. So again, regardless of what you're using, I like to apply some grease to it Don't apply too much. I have a little bit too much here, but I'll go ahead and wipe it off in a little bit. But what I want to do is basically just coat these threads. With the threads coated, I'm going to go ahead and put on this little star adjuster. I'm going to drive it all the way down. This will do two things. One, it'll wipe off the grease for me so I don't have to do it by hand. And two, it'll work the grease into the threads of the adjuster or the little star wheel. Okay, once you get to the end, try to wipe off the excess here, and I'm actually just going to put it right back on the bottom, because the rest of these threads actually slide in to the hollow part of the adjuster that has no threading on it, and that would be this right here. So slide it down. This works perfectly. Work the grease around in there, and now this is ready to go. So let's put the shoes on. However, before we get the shoes on, I want to put a little bit of grease on these raised areas of the backing plate. That's where the shoes are going to sit, and you want to grease it up just a little bit so that it doesn't rub on the backing plate dry. You want it to be slightly lubricated. I'm going to add some to this parking brake lever as well, and right up here where the shoes actually sit. Now it's time to put the parking brake shoes back, and you want to make sure that you have them facing the right way. So what you're looking for is the small cutout versus the larger cutout. The larger cutout goes on the bottom, the small cutout goes on the top, because the little tiny cutout actually fits right into the groove on the e-brake lever. So slide it on here, make sure it's positioned sort of where it's supposed to be. It's not going to sit perfectly until we actually clamp it down. And to clamp it down, get your pin, slide it through the backing plate, make it go through the shoe in the hole that it has cut out here. And then you can take your spring, and you'll notice how it's bent and curved, kind of like a hook. I found that it's easiest if you slide it up like this, and then you just take it and press it and basically curve it around the pin. And that's it. Then you want to lift the shoe a little bit. I'm also going to put this yellow spring in, hook it into the shoe on that side, and then we'll have to line it up with the shoe on this side. Okay, there we go. It's easiest to put it in now, otherwise you'll have a lot of trouble to line it up later. Now we just have to get the top of this shoe over the retainer here. So I'm going to take a pry bar and use that to kind of help this along. Okay. So what you're looking for is for this shoe to seat into that adjuster right there. Once that's done, you can easily press it up against the backing plate, slide the pin in, and hook it onto the backing plate. Okay, that's in position now. The only thing left is the adjuster and the spring at the bottom. To get this lower spring in, I'm going to go ahead and hook it onto the shoe on one side, and then I'm just going to try to use some needle nose locking pliers to kind of bring it over into the other groove on the other shoe. This is pretty difficult to show you because even I can barely see. There you go. This spring is not very strong, so you can easily stretch it out and then just pry it into place, especially since the adjuster isn't there. So now what we have to do is put the adjuster in. All you have to do that is stretch the pads out, which again, the spring isn't very tough, so easily doable. Okay, there you have it. Make sure everything is situated properly. Give this a couple taps back and forth to seat it correctly and center it up, even though we will do that again once the rotor is on. But for now, make sure everything is secure, which it is. At this point, I want to take some anti-seize and cover the surface of this hub, and that is because I don't want any rust building up here in the future, and this will also ensure that the rotor doesn't freeze up here when the next time comes that this needs to be removed. So go ahead and put a thin layer across the whole hub surface, especially around this inner ridge here where the rotor actually sits up against, and you want to make sure that you don't get it on the lug studs as much as possible. If you do, go ahead and wipe it off. Go ahead and coat this whole surface, and then we'll install the rotor. Go ahead and install your rotor. Now to adjust the parking brake shoes here, it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially if the truck is in park. You'd want to put it in neutral. You want to give this a spin. Now I can hear minimal friction here, so I'm actually just going to leave them like this because they are perfect. The little amount of wiggle that I have gives me some friction noises. Listen closely. What you can hear there is the e-brake shoes kind of just barely touching the hat of the rotor here, and that's what you want. You don't want any drag on them. I can spin this easily, and you don't want them to not touch at all. You want them to be very close, which these are. Now, if you did need to adjust them, you could do it in two ways, either from the backside, where that little rubber plug is, or if you have a lot to adjust, it might just be more efficient to take the rotor back off, move the star adjuster at the bottom, put the rotor on, and recheck. Again, mine are good, so I'm just going to leave them as is. Now take your caliper, slide it on, and let's bolt it up with the two mounting bolts. I had one ready because this is pretty heavy, so I want to secure it here. Go ahead and put in the top one. We'll bottom these two out, and then the torque is 203 foot-pounds for these. Now get the wheel back on. Put on all 8 of your lug nuts, bottom them out, and then we'll torque them to 165 foot-pounds. And if you have your lug nut cover, don't forget about that.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.